Today we are taking a look at Toru Hagakure from My Hero Academia. This is a GiGO-exclusive figure in the Glitter and Glamours line by Banpresto, released in both a normal version and a transparent version. My Hero Academia is a superhero series centered on students at UA High School as they train to become professional heroes. Within that story, Toru is a cheerful member of Class 1A whose quirk makes her body invisible. Her bright personality and unusual ability give her a very distinctive presence in the series. Today's highlights for these figures are the normal and transparent versions, the energetic expression, and the dynamic pose in the school uniform. The first highlight is the normal and transparent versions. The A and B assortments use the same hairstyle, expression, school uniform, and pose, but present the visible parts of the body in different ways. The normal version uses full coloring for the face, arms, hands, and exposed parts of the legs. On the transparent version, these areas become transparent, while the hair changes to semi-transparent mint green. The shirt, necktie, skirt, knee-high socks, and loafers keep the same colors on both versions. The second highlight is the energetic expression. The large eyes are opened widely and directed forward, with short pink details along the upper edges and several pink lines crossing the cheeks. The mouth opens broadly, showing the teeth and tongue clearly on the normal version. The transparent version keeps the same eyes, cheek lines, and open mouth, so the cheerful expression remains clear on both figures. The raised arms and widely opened hands strengthen that lively impression. The third highlight is the dynamic pose in the school uniform. Both arms extend diagonally above the shoulders, while one leg reaches downward and the other bends sharply behind the body. The red necktie lifts away from the chest, and the pleated skirt spreads around the waist and raised leg. The outward-pointing hair ends and lifted foot extend the movement toward the outer edges. These elements connect the upper and lower body in one energetic pose. This channel brings you figure reviews and anime merchandise updates straight from Japan. If you enjoyed this kind of content, don't forget to subscribe. The normal version is built around a wide-open expression that feels bright and energetic. The eyes are opened widely and directed forward, with blue, green, black, and yellow rings arranged inside the white areas. These colors gather toward the centers of the eyes and make the direction of the gaze very clear. Dark lines surround the eyes, while short pink lash details run along the upper outer edges. Several short pink lines also cross the cheeks diagonally and lead the expression toward the mouth. The mouth opens broadly, with a row of white teeth placed along the upper area and a large pink tongue filling the lower section. A reddish border separates the open mouth from the surrounding face and gives the center of the expression a clear outline. The hair surrounds the face with many layered strands rather than one simple outer shape. Its main color is light yellow-green, and the strands extend from the top of the head across the forehead, beside the cheeks, and around the back. The bangs descend in several pointed sections, with the central strands entering the forehead and the outer strands overlapping the areas above the eyes. Around the cheeks, shorter strands follow the facial outline before their pointed ends turn outward. More layered sections continue around the back of the head and reach slightly above the shoulders. Their tips point upward, sideways, and downward, giving the outer edge of the hairstyle movement from several angles. Several thin thin strands rise from the top of the head and curve into loose loops before separating at their ends. These strands add height above the main hair volume and continue the outward movement created by the shorter tips. Soft pink coloring appears on selected strands around the face and near the pointed ends, creating a gradual change from the yellow-green main color into pink. Because the hair is divided into many overlapping pieces, the forehead, cheeks, and back of the head remain framed by separate layers rather than one continuous surface. On the transparent version, the arrangement of the eyes, cheek lines, mouth, and hair remains the same. The face becomes transparent while the hair changes to semi-transparent mint green. Green becomes the main color inside the eyes, with white highlights and pink cheek lines remaining visible over the transparent face. The mouth is also transparent, so the shapes of the teeth and tongue are defined mainly through their outlines and raised divisions. The layered strands, outward-pointing ends, and curved sections above the head are unchanged, but the semi-transparent mint green finish makes the overlap between the individual hair sections easier to follow. The normal version raises both arms above shoulder level and opens them widely toward the outside of the body. Each arm begins beneath the short sleeve and extends diagonally upward, creating a broad line across the upper half of the figure. The hands face toward the front and all 5 fingers are separated clearly. The thumbs bend inward, while the remaining fingers spread outward in a fan-like arrangement. The wrists narrow before connecting to the forearms, and the arms gain more rounded volume near the elbows before continuing into the upper arms. This change in width keeps the arms from appearing as simple straight sections. The white short-sleeved shirt spreads gently from the shoulders toward the sleeve openings. At the neckline, 2 collar points descend toward the center of the chest. A red necktie is placed over this area, with a round gold detail positioned near the knot. One part of the necktie falls vertically down the center of the shirt, while the other crosses the front of the chest and lifts outward toward the side. The raised section keeps a broad surface as it bends, and its pointed end faces diagonally upward. This direction follows the angle of the raised arms and extends the movement of the pose across the chest. The front of the shirt follows the rounded form of the chest before narrowing toward the waist. A vertical division runs through the lower front, and several small folds gather around the abdomen. These folds lead the white surface inward rather than leaving the front of the shirt completely flat. From the back, diagonal folds travel from below the shoulder area toward the waist. Their direction follows the backward curve of the torso and shows how the shirt changes across the bent body. The sleeve edges, collar points, necktie, and front divisions remain clearly separated from one another instead of blending into a single area. On the transparent version, the white shirt, collar, round gold detail, and red necktie retain the same colors and arrangement. The neck, arms, wrists, hands, and fingers become transparent. This produces a clear boundary at the sleeve openings, where the white fabric ends and the transparent upper arms begin. A division is also visible around each wrist, while the transparent form continues through the palms and into the separated fingers. The pose and clothing remain unchanged, so the difference is concentrated on the uncovered areas of the upper body. The lower body begins with a deep blue-green pleated skirt that circles the waist beneath a narrow upper band. From that band, the skirt divides into repeated folds that continue down toward the hem. Across the front, the folds descend almost vertically from the waist before spreading farther apart near the lower edge. Toward the outside of the body, several sections lift diagonally and carry the hem outward. This gives the skirt a wider shape around the moving legs rather than allowing it to fall straight downward. From the back, the folds move inward beneath the waist before opening outward again around the raised leg. The outer edges of the skirt therefore follow both the curve of the hips and the direction of the bent leg. The hem rises higher around the moving side of the body while the front sections remain lower. These different heights create a clear change around the lower edge and connect the skirt directly to the movement of the pose. One leg extends downward while the other bends sharply at the knee and lifts behind the body. The extended leg narrows from the thigh toward the knee and then changes into a black knee-high sock below the knee. The raised leg travels backward from the thigh before turning upward through the deep knee bend. Its knee-high sock and loafer therefore point upward behind the skirt. The upper edges of the socks form clean horizontal boundaries below the knees, and the black areas continue down toward the ankles. The muted pink loafers cover the tops of the feet and finish the ends of the legs with compact shapes. Each shoe has a band crossing the instep with a narrow division placed at the center. The soles and heels change to black, creating a clear border around the lower edge of the pink shoe sections. On the raised foot, the shape of the black sole becomes especially easy to follow because the shoe turns upward. The extended foot points downward, allowing the loafer to continue the long line created by the straight leg. On the transparent version, the deep blue-green skirt, black knee-high socks, brown loafers, and the angles of the legs remain unchanged. The exposed thighs and knee areas between the skirt and the socks become transparent. On the extended leg, the transparent section continues from beneath the skirt to the horizontal upper edge of the black sock. The raised leg uses the same change between the lifted hem and the sock. Because the clothing keeps its original colors, the difference between the two versions remains focused on the uncovered sections of the legs. This figure is approximately 23 centimeters tall. That's about 9.1 inches. For size comparison, here's a 350 milliliter can. That's about 12 ounces in the US. Overall, Toru Hagakure by Banpresto stands out because these figures combine an energetic expression, layered hair, a colorful school uniform, and a dynamic pose presented through both a normal version and a transparent version. The two assortments use the same clothing and pose, but the different treatment of the body gives each one a distinct presentation. The face creates a very lively first impression. The eyes are opened widely and directed forward, with blue-green, black, and yellow rings arranged inside them. The short pink lash details and diagonal cheek lines spread the expression outward, while the open mouth shows the teeth and tongue clearly. On the transparent version, the same facial layout remains visible over the transparent face. The hair adds movement around that expression. The normal version uses light yellow-green as its main color, with soft pink coloring appearing around selected strands and pointed ends. The layered sections surround the forehead, cheeks, and back of the head, while the thin curved strands above the head add height. On the transparent version, the hair changes to semi-transparent mint green while keeping the same layered arrangement. The upper body works well because the arm positions and the school uniform follow the same outward flow. Both arms rise diagonally above the shoulders and the hands open with every finger separated. The white shirt narrows toward the waist, while the red necktie crosses the chest and lifts outward. On the transparent version, the uniform keeps its colors as the neck, arms, hands, and fingers become transparent. The lower body continues that movement through the pleated skirt and the contrasting directions of the legs. The deep blue-green folds spread outward around the waist, while one leg extends downward and the other bends sharply behind the body. The black knee-high socks create clear boundaries beneath the knees, and the brown loafers complete the school uniform. On the transparent version, the exposed sections of the thighs and knees become transparent, while the skirt, socks, and shoes remain colored. What makes these figures especially effective is the way the different directions connect. The eye can move from the large eyes and open mouth to the raised arms, lifted necktie, spreading skirt, and bent leg without the pose feeling interrupted. Because of that, fans of My Hero Academia or Toru Hagakure will likely enjoy these figures very much. Collectors who like energetic expressions, dynamic school uniform poses, or transparent parts used to represent a character's ability should find this pair a very satisfying addition. That's it for this video. If there's any part of the figure you liked, feel free to leave a comment and share your thoughts. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.